welcome to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Today I'm going to be telling you about a case that I don't even know how to explain this to you without you thinking it's some kind of joke. Matter of fact, I want you to go up on your favorite news site. I'm looking at RGR. I'm wanting to go check it out for yourself. Because if I tell you might say, no sir, we know say you love make up things to get views, but this is too far. I'm talking about a case where, by 87. Remember the Kings Valley gang, remember them? Was just sentenced to 12 years for 2 murders. Them said one more time. Lindell Powell aka Lazarus. Now I know about the Lazarus who raised from the dead. But I sure know said these youth victims them not raised. And the fact say 2 people him killed. And them give him 12 years. History is about to make. The DPP, Paul Llewellyn, is filing the first appeal against a conviction. Because you know said now the DPP can appeal. You know like how traditionally you know say when man gets sentenced then appeal, the defense appeal. Well now the prosecution can also appeal and say the sentence is too light. We're seeing progress. Slowly, but we're seeing progress. The DPP has said nothing can go so. But you need the DPP to tell you that? You need the DPP to tell you say man can't get 12 years to 2 murders. Now, just in case you're wondering how him do that, him plead guilty. But telling about the plea bargain thing. Plea bargain can't apply for this caliber of 87, this caliber of criminals. You can say what you want, say Mr. Fake human rights activist, it cannot work. Them type of deal cannot be extended to 87s unless them are going to deliver a much higher value target. 12 years. After serve a minimum of 10. So let's call it 10 years. 10 years, 2 murders. Let me put this out there right now. In case you haven't realized, my attitude towards the DPP's office has softened somewhat. Because I wasn't aware, and like many of you, I wasn't aware of just how ridiculous and outdated Jamaican laws were. And just like many of you, before we get into this YouTube thing, make up things to get views, I used to rely upon your favorite media house. And enough of them things that them never really go into. So when time me see certain things go on, I see the DPP is the face of the prosecution in Jamaica. So when time I see certain things go down, naturally, as the face of the organization, right, as the leader of the organization, it looks like the DPP is a joke. People are saying, what kind of sentence that? Oh, forget that, forget that, even though DPP don't prosecute people, that judge that. But as we know it already, the DPP is the one who's seen the news. Enough things go down, and I used to wonder, then how should I send man for that? How should I make man do this? How should I throw this back? Now I realize how shaky the laws are. I start to realize that them give this woman basket for carry water. Mesh basket. Who never see somebody carry water in a mesh basket yet? DPP Paul Llewellyn, right? I use mesh basket to carry water. It's an uphill task. With them lawyer, I try to deal with some of the most dangerous 87s known to mankind. And that is not an exaggeration. The man them who you can show me who do similar things to Jamaican 87s are people who are fight religious wars. And political turmoil and civil wars. You have to go down to some place where turn upside down. Some place where man fight jihad, that this alone you can show me the equivalent. You have to go down to some part of Mexico where the Mexican government give up on. But this alone you find the equivalent. These are not regular gangsters. That's what the DPP has been up against. So my stance has softened somewhat. There is no way this woman could have had an easy job with them laws there. But now we are here say, them can now appeal against, a conviction. And that's what she's about to do. And if it work, it will be history. The first time it ever happened. Prosecution, appeal, a conviction. Do you want to know what the defense was? What the defense lawyer said? The government and society failed the accused. Lazarus, he was failed by the government and society. We've been here before, right? This is one of the oldest and most tired arguments used by mostly defense lawyers, woke activists, fake human rights activists, etc. I tell you already, say it's impossible. It is downright impossible. To any society fail you before your family fail you. Me I tell you, say anybody still in jail house, I tell yourself say society fail you, and your mama and your papa fail you, and your neighbor them, and your friend them, and your cousin them, and your brother them. That's who fail you. Your family fail you before society fail you. Woke activists try to make you feel good by telling you foolishness because society is invisible. It is much easier to blame and hate an invisible body such as quote-unquote society as opposed to your mother and your father and your uncle and your auntie and your grandpa and your neighbor. Show me a single serial killer in history. Right. When them dig back, which part them went, haywire, them trace it back to any quote-unquote society. Complete rubbish. Ask the so-called any of these groups that deal with children. In time them notice when time picnics take on a more dark persona and certain things about them change and them try to trace the roots to it. Right? Which part of the physical, emotional, psychological abuse come from? Ask them if they ever hear society. Ask them, don't take my word for it. Them will tell you. And their home it come from, and their community it come from. Society is just a group of communities. And the communities are just a group of homes. But nobody don't want to feel like say them have nothing to do with it. So people just say society. Jamaicans, why if it feels that them not have nothing to do with this? Right, this not have nothing to do with me, so it's society, no. Matter of fact, the same man them tell you that have 3-4 pitney with him in the business board who end up start run loose and come to an 87 still, but him no want to tell you that, so him say society. Like he not have nothing to do with him. The mother who hear her pitney in the next room and get violated by fear man, right, and go like she know you nothing. When the little girl grow up come take her and all start off, spooky behavior. When her daughter tell her her man a violate her, instead of listening to the pitney, she beat the pitney in her head with board. When the pitney grow up come turn monster. The man ask her, oh she turn out sir? Them say, well, government and society. Poverty. She need more money. And next thing the defense try put to the judge was that he was 18 when he did this. I don't know how that's relevant because the last time I checked, gunshot in the business, the age of the person was fired. Whether you're 18 or 80. If you want to commit big man crimes, then you have to get treated like a big man. 12 years. And only have to serve 10. Hard labor. And to make things worse, he had 2 previous convictions. Guess for what? People of Jamaica, guess for what? Now watch this channel long enough now. Guess for what? Illegal possession of firearm. And the second charge was illegal possession of ammunition. But you know it already, right? Remember, this youth was locked up, get charged, get locked up for illegal possession of firearm, illegal possession of ammunition. And guess how long he was sentenced to? 18 months. 18 months for illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. And then, when him get Lego, when do? Double murder. And that's what them catch him pan. Because see them gang thing, enough time man commit all 10 murder but them only get catch pan 2. So even with the previous conviction, the judge still decides to give him 12 years. 12 years. 2 murders. The DPP right for appeal this. This is a complete joke. But then again, Jamaica is a complete joke. I say Jamaica because anything we can say about Jamaican leaders, we have to look on the population because of them elect the leaders. Your favorite leaders them have them laws up on the book. The judge can't do this because it's legally allowed. Your favorite defense lawyer come telling you say a judge is responsible for sentencing and so it must stay. Of course I'm going to say that. Why wouldn't I want my client to get sentenced to some little drop sentence? Why wouldn't I want my client, right? We can commit too much murder and do this and that, right, and only get 12 years. See, sometimes I wonder why when you put the mic in front of certain people, It almost comes like a conflict of interest. This is how me look on it. There is no way my dentist will ever give me nothing that can keep my teeth white and clean forever. Because no more dentist office can open. There is no way my mechanic will ever, right, fix no engine so good that it no need for service or change parts ever again. That will never happen. Even if one day you buck up the parts, he will never put it in the car. So this past week, I see some people in the papers and make all kind of statements, and all I have to do is just shake my head. Like, so journalists really put mic in front of them and say, well, tell me your opinion on crime. Some of them are literally known criminals. Literally convicted criminals. But in Jamaica, once you have an accent and you can use more than 5 big words, people automatically take it seriously. Because some people missing the papers like this statement. Then people they can't even give me the directions to go cross road. I hope the DPP, prosecution, I hope them appeal work out, because this right is a travesty. I know your favorite defense lawyer going to tell you, say, but the judge don't give the sentencing already, and it's up to the judge, and the judge know more than this, and the judge more than that, so you're just a little YouTuber, and you for mind your business. And I mean, at the DPP, at the DPP, I made the appeal. And I don't mean I made the appeal. It's not John Public I made the appeal. And the law now provides an avenue for the DPP make her appeal. And the argument that this is the law, so I saw it go, is also ridiculous. Laws update and change throughout time. If you look at history, laws are constantly changing and adapting, right, to the times. And also, laws can be unjust. So, Mr. Legal Expert, when you come and say, well, this is the law, so work with it. There used to be a law one time where a woman can't vote. Oh, but your favorite female lawyer no. Oh, Miss Female Lawyer, Miss Female Defense Lawyer. Remember when time the law this the woman can't vote? How about women they just say, well, I saw it go. That is the law, work with it. No, we no update and change things, right? A fool law that. Well, enough of them lie up on the books right now, a fool law. But many of you, because you're agents, when it comes on to laws, right, adjusting to deal with the reality of crime in Jamaica, all of a sudden say, no, let them alone, the law is the law. But when time has something more convenient to Uno, right, then you say, yeah, these laws definitely will shape up, because we can't have a society like this. Right? This need to adapt it to modern times. Well, Jamaica crime laws need to adapt to modern times. Modern badness and modern 87s. Anyway, Patreon squad, big up on yourself. Yeah, you don't know. More life. Vulture squad, stay circling. Bless.